I hope you enjoy the video.
After living in my sister's house for 3 years and paying half of her mortgage and caring for my very sick mother until she passed away, a few days after her funeral, my sister told me I needed to find someplace else to live quickly because she was selling the house. When I asked my sister why she was selling the house when she knew I had nowhere to go and that I didn't have any money to move, she told me that it was because she was going to make a nice sized profit by selling it. I asked her if she would at least help me move back out since she was the one that brought me there in the first place, to which she just responded, no. And I thought to myself, I wish she would have left me in my little old trailer instead of making me suffer all of this heartache for nothing. I had imagined that I would live in my sister's house for a very long time, but it was not meant to be. So since my sister wanted me out fast and with no money, I started my search for the cheapest place I could find. Thankfully, I found a place right away in another town. It was a very nice, newer model, 2-bedroom, 2-bath mobile home in a senior community, where the lot rent was affordable, but the home itself was above my price range. But thankfully, the seller allowed me to purchase it by giving him half down and half in payments, which was a great opportunity for me, but unfortunately, I didn't even have the half of the down payment. So I immediately started selling the little bit that I had, and I was thankfully able to come up with the required down payment and moved into my new home, which I was very happy to be living in since it was in a smaller sized trailer park for seniors, where I figured at least I'd be safe there. Even though I didn't have any luxuries, I was content with the fact that I had been able to pay off the remaining balance to my home and acquired my title to my new home. Because I wasn't in such a rush and in such a hurry to find a place to live, I bought the first halfway decent looking place I found and hadn't had time to research this new area that I was unfamiliar with. Not long after I paid a lot of money to purchase that home, I came to find out that the majority of the residents that were living there were registered sex offenders and predators that were allowed to live there. So after learning that, I knew I wouldn't be living there too much longer, and as soon as I could, I would sell that place and look for somewhere else to live. Thankfully, those residents never really messed with me, except for the occasional old perv that would like to stand at his front door and flash women that were going by, and then he'd quickly cover up, close the door, and go back inside, where he would always have the excuse that the wind blew his robe open, which he conveniently never tied up, nor ever wore anything underneath. I would learn to ignore him and look the other way, as I would have to pass by his house sometimes, which happened to be on the way out of the park. Needless to say, although the residents were very friendly, I was not interested in those type of friendships, and made it very well known by keeping to myself and always having my window blinds drawn. And then I acquired a large breed dog, which I would walk on the back side of my trailer, away from the residents, but I still walked her close enough for them to see her, because I wanted them to see that I had this large breed dog for protection. I knew that wherever I moved next, I would be taking my new large companion dog with me. So after living there for about a year, I was very successful in selling that home. And I got above what I was asking for it. And in addition, I made a very handsome profit, where I then set my eyes on moving out to the country, where I would find my next home that I would purchase with its own land, where it would not be in a park or it didn't belong to anyone else. A place that would be big enough for my new large breed dog to have plenty of room to run around in, where I wouldn't have to be walking her on a leash, where she could run and play, and where I would finally have my own house with acreage that would be mine, that no one could take away from me. and I would finally have the peace and tranquility that I had so desired my whole life. Thanks for watching. Please click down below where it says subscribe and click the notification bell to never miss a new video.